Cetra. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. Just don't want to look like an idiot on these things. You know what I mean? Hi, I'm Kelly and I'm here at Santana Row LB Steak. Today we're discussing one of my favorite sections on the menu, raw and chilled. Now you'll get an arrangement of things from our jumbo chilled prawns to our market oysters rotated daily, as well as something rich like our steak tartare or our A5 Miyazaki Wagyu Carpaccio. And what I love about this section the most is the pristine minerality of our cold dishes, the bold flavors of our steak and Wagyu, and the safety measures that we take to ensure a wonderful, safe, and delicious experience for you. Some of you may ask, what is a raw and chilled section? This essentially means that none of the products are cooked to a temperature or above a certain temperature. Here at LB Steak, we take temperature control and quality control very seriously. When you serve raw items such as fish or beef, there has to be temperature control and proper sourcing of the products in order to ensure the customer has a wonderful, safe experience. We create that within the proper sourcing of our executive chefs getting the best options possible, whether that's A5 Wagyu or 80A Prime, which is the highest grade of beef you can order. These ensure that we are maintaining a set standard that we hold here at LB Steak. My favorite thing on our menu is the market oysters. Now here at LB Steak, we always have a selection of East Coast and West Coast oysters. Each of them come from different waters, whether it's temperature, climate, and just the breed of the oyster gives a very different dictation on the flavor profile, the finish, the minerality, the sweetness. Here today we have our Kumamotos, which will be our West Coast Japanese oyster. These can be now sourced in Northern California. They're fantastic. They're deep cupped, so you get that beautiful brine. They have a sweet finish and they are small. So they have that meaty flavor, that meaty texture, and again, that melon, almost sweet-like finish. Pairs excellently with a gin martini with a little bit of a lemon citrus zest. Or you can even pair this with a beautiful Prosecco or Spanish Cava, something with a little bit of bubble. Our East Coast selection will be our Beausoleils. Beausoleils are coming out of Canada, Chapman Bay area. These have a medium style shell, so they're a little bit larger, which means that they have a little bit more brine and minerality. They tend to be more bright. Each one, again, has a different moment, a different profile, and a different pairing. At LB Steak, we make sure that temperature control is a priority, so your oysters will always be served over ice to ensure that that oyster stays at a proper temperature. We serve it here with a house-made mignonette, which is just red wine vinegar and fresh shallots, a house-made cocktail sauce, and a little bit of horseradish, of course. A classic option you'll see on many steakhouses menus is a jumbo prawn cocktail. Now, while it may seem simplistic, there is so much that goes into the quality of these prawns, the presentation and the flavor. Here at LB Steak, we use a Thailand jumbo prawn. So they do come from warm waters, which means they have this buttery, meaty texture, very beautiful finish. We do this here in a court bouillon, which is a poaching style. The shrimp are cooked in the court bouillon. It's almost a light simmer, and then immediately flash chilled in an ice water bath. This stops the prawn from immediately cooking. It stops it from getting any kind of rubbery texture and keeps that flavor profile from when it was authentically sourced. We serve ours again over ice for proper temperature control. And again, that beautiful house-made cocktail sauce with maybe just a little zest of lemon. This is best paired with our Moet Chandon Brut Rosé, dry finish to go with a very tasty prawn. Another favorite on the raw and chilled is our hamachi sashimi. This is presented with fresh wasabi, crispy de-seeded jalapeno slices, and a house-made green apple ponzu. The ponzu is always poured at the table, so sometimes it's nice to just enjoy the hamachi by itself. Hamachi is also known as Japanese amberjack. It's a fish found off of the Japanese coast. It's known for being captured at a young age, and that's what gives the hamachi style of being able to be sushi grade fish. It tends to be clean, subtly sweet, and very plump. It's the opposite of a Kumamoto oyster. So there's always something to find on the raw and chilled for every palate. Now, the raw and chilled section also features things of elegance and decadence, like our Tsar Nikolai Osetra caviar. Served over a bed of ice, this ½ ounce set of caviar is absolutely decadent. Always served with a mother of pearl spoon, as metal can affect the flavor and the presentation of caviar. When you're not dining at LB Steak Santana Row, make sure your caviar is always served with a mother of pearl spoon. This caviar comes from a Russian sturgeon, so you're going to get these buttery notes, flavors. That's why we pair it with these other raw items to highlight that natural flavor and complement its beautiful presentation already. We have a bellini here, which is simply a little pancake, not too much flavor to, again, highlight the caviar. We have cornichons, which are a French little pickle for a little bit of acidity, a little bit of butteriness, green onion, raw red onion, egg yolk, and cheese. You can build the presentation on your own or simply just enjoy a little bump of caviar with maybe a sip of some bubbly. I always recommend something like a Prosecco or even a very clean vodka martini to present and enjoy with this. You can ask your server about some pairings, but this is truly a piece of decadence and lavishness for you to enjoy on the raw and chilled. Okay, yeah. Caviar is also commonly served with I was gonna say osetra, which is literally what it is. Okay. The caviar is also commonly served with creme fraiche. This is to just complement the bellini, allow the caviar to rest somewhere, and it gives, again, that creamy note to pair with the buttery richness of the caviar. You can really build it as you like on your own. At many steakhouses, you'll see a steak tartare option. Now, what sets apart LB Steak Tartare from other houses is not only the quality, USDA prime, we also pair it with house-made fresh ingredients to present it in a unique way and then create a beautiful wine pairing to elevate the natural flavors of the dish itself. At LB Steak Santana Row, we use our 6-ounce filet. It's a whole style muscle, which means no bacteria lives within the meat. It means that when we chop and grind and get rid of the surface area of the meat, it sterilizes and allows the meat to be safe on consumption in a raw style. All of our chefs are trained on how to properly food handle with temperature control. Just because the meat is safe doesn't mean it's delicious, but here we go the extra mile to bring that flavor profile. Our steak tartare is presented with a balsamic glaze reduction, cornichons, capers, a whole ground mustard, a beautiful presentation of a quail egg, a topping of Hawaiian black volcanic rock salt, and the piece de la resistance is the house-made truffle aioli to pair with the dish and bring out those melody of flavors. We also serve it with a house-made toasted crostini on the side. Now, I would present a couple different wine pairings with this, whether it's a beautiful Burgundy or a Pinot Noir. These are going to complement the flavors that come from the tartare. The quail egg serves as not just another source of protein and flavor, but it acts as a binding agent. So when you mix the entire product together, you're getting that wholesome, complete bite to fulfill not only just the taste, but the texture along with it. Now, one of the stars of the show on the raw and chilled section is our A5 Miyazaki Wagyu Carpaccio. Wagyu is such a beautiful experience when it comes to richness, elegance, and flavor. Wagyu literally means Japanese cow. It is essentially a black Japanese cow, and A5 are grades and levels of the quality of the meat. A being the highest grade, 5 also being the highest quality. Our carpaccio is served on rock slate, presented with a house-made garlic chili oil, presented with pickled bread and butter vegetables, and lightly grazed with a little bit of Mediterranean sea flake to help make the flavors pop. This presentation is absolutely fantastic. The acidity of the bread and butter, pickled vegetables pair so well with the richness of the Wagyu. This Wagyu specifically comes from the prefecture of Miyazaki, and Miyazaki is specifically known for its snowflake marbling, which means that the marbling is throughout the cut of steak, which gives it the best ratio of meat to marbling. So each bite has the richness of the marbling and the flavor of the meat to give you a complete bite every single time. One of the best options to have a variety in the raw and chilled section is the seafood tower. You get a combination of oysters, the chilled jumbo prawns, a 1.5 pounds of live Maine lobster tail meat. Wait, let me redo that because I'm pretty sure that's it. Let me check a menu real quick. I'm like, am I missing anything? Hold on. Now, if you're dining out for a special occasion, looking for a beautiful medley of seafood options, or even in a large party wanting something that you can just pick and pull at, our seafood tower is such a beautiful option with, again, our house-made cocktail sauce, a fresh array of lemons, horseradish, and a house-made mignonette. This is special because our lobster is made fresh in-house, the oysters shucked to order, the prawns and the tuna poke both presented with different flavors to give you a different presentation of a selection of all of our raw and chilled. There's always an opportunity to order something off of the raw and chilled section at LB Steak. Whether we're creeping into springtime and the seasons are starting to get warmer, chilling down with a beautiful prawn cocktail or sipping on an oyster with some champagne is a beautiful option. Everything on this menu is sourced sustainably, handled properly in temperature control, and presented with divine luxury and such delicious flavors. Coming out with friends, it's such a beautiful option to just have a small bite and a quick drink. Whether you're shopping on Santana Row or just stopping in to see one of our bartenders or fellow servers, it's a beautiful option for you to come in and enjoy a small bite with a little dash of elegance.